Oh. Hey everyone, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Now, before we begin, let's talk about two famous people in history. Let's start with stop-motion animator Will Vinton. Now, Will Vinton has got to be one of the most influential people in the world of claymation. He got an Academy Award for his short, Closed Monday, and since then, he's been using his stop-motion techniques for TV shows, commercials like Domino's Pizzas and the California Raisins, feature films like Return to Oz, which I've already blogged, and of course, Will Vinton's Claymation Christmas celebration. Sadly, not only did Will Vinton's studio shut down in 2003 and become Leica, which is best known for making these awesome stop-motion masterpieces, but also Will Vinton passed away in 2018 from multiple myeloma. Our second subject is American author Mark Twain. Best known for writing such classic stories like Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn, and The Prince and the Pauper, which I was introduced to by seeing these two films. Anyway, Twain was also a friend to presidents, artists, industrialists, and European royalties. Upon his death, Mark Twain was landed as the greatest humorist of his age, and William Faulkner called him the father of American literature. Another fun fact about Mark Twain is that Halley's Comet appeared in the sky on November 30th, 1835, which was when Mark Twain was born, and of course it appeared on his death on April 21st, 1910. So, for this episode, I'm going to look into a Will Vinton movie that pays tribute to Mark Twain. Released on March 1st, 1985, the movie is The Adventures of Mark Twain. So, let's get started. Mark Twain, displeased with the state of humanity, sets off in a hot air balloon to meet his celestial destiny, Halley's Comet. Stowed away on the craft are beloved characters from Twain's stories, Tom Sawyer, Becky Thatcher, and Huckleberry Finn. As Twain's balloon ascends even higher to its ultimate goal, his literary creations try to persuade him of the essential goodness of man. So, what do I personally think of this movie? Well, this movie was absolutely epic and interesting. And now, let's move on to Mustang notes. Now, there's not a lot of trivia to talk about, except for the fact that this movie was shot in Portland, Oregon. And the movie's plot takes inspirations from Captain Stormfield's visit to heaven and the damned human race. Now, I want to be frank with you guys. I never saw this movie when I was little, but I was introduced to this film in 2011 thanks to two other reviewers whom I follow on Mr. Coates' website, Huey Toonmore and Jaime Tude. And after I rented this movie from Netflix, this movie really made me interested in owning this movie on Blu-ray. And while watching this film, I must admit, Will Vinton's claymation is really underrated. And I think it really represents the 80s. Also, I really like the look of Mark Twain's hot air balloon, which not only includes a deck, but it also has a billiard room and an elevator that transports you to different Mark Twain stories. Speaking of which, let me tell you guys a little bit about each story that's featured in the movie. First, there's the celebrated jumping frog of Calaveras County. To me, this segment is very interesting, but kind of wacky and humorous. The interesting part is the jumping animation of the frog. If you watch it in slow motion, it goes from a clay frog to a blob of green clay. Also, I think it was really hilarious when the frog swallows an entire 49ers backpack. I mean, man, that must have been some stomach to hold that much supplies. What a rotten trick. Next is the Diaries of Adam and Eve, aka Letters from the Earth. Now, this segment is not like the Bible version that you guys know about, since this is a Mark Twain version after all. In this version, Adam and Eve are kind of disagreeable and they can't stand each other. Adam tries to set some rules and boundaries in the Garden of Eden, while Eve plucks the apples from the trees on purpose. However, the ending part of the story is very emotional when Eve dies and Adam is left all alone. The last story to talk about is The Mysterious Stranger, where Tom, Huck, and Becky meet a medieval-clad figure with a mask on a stick who calls himself Satan. To me, this has got to be the darkest and most disturbing scene in the entire movie. But, on the other hand, it does do a good job at describing Satan as an all-powerful being who spreads fear and hatred and wants to punish mankind for their evil deeds. However, some folks have told me that this segment is very controversial, and it was banned from the TV broadcast. But I'm not sure why, though. But I think due to religious reasons. I mean, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Also, I know you guys are asking, what the hey is Mark Twain doing introducing the kids to Satan? Well, the answer to that is simple. Mark Twain is not a children's author, just an author. No particular age group. Anyway, let's talk about the characters and the voice actors. Mark Twain is voiced by James Whitmore, who played Andrew Carnes in the 1955 Oklahoma movie. I really like Whitmore's performance as both Mark Twain's light and dark personalities. However, I think the light version is a lot better in my opinion, due to his friendly and humorous attitude. Also, I think this version of Twain is kind of similar to Carl Fredricksen from Pixar's Up. And I think it was very sad when Mark Twain passed away after finally catching up with Halley's Comet. Twain's passengers / stowaways, Tom Sawyer, Huck Finn, and Becky Thatcher, are voiced by Chris Ritchie, Gary Krug, and Michelle Marlana. To me, these kids are similar, but a little different from their literary counterparts. Sure, they are mischievous stowaways and shenanigans, but when they're on Mark Twain's balloon, they are curious and adventurous. despite the fact that they tried to sabotage the voyage during one part of the movie. And now, let's move on to my final words. Overall, The Adventures of Mark Twain has got to be the most underrated stop-motion movie that I've ever seen. The clay animation was amazing, the stories were humorous, emotional, and dark. The voice acting was spot on, and the rest of the movie was really fun to watch. While this movie doesn't get the recognition it deserves nowadays, I think Vinton did an amazing job putting this movie together. And so, I give this movie a full 100%. Not quite a classic, but it comes pretty close. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to join me again for my next vlog. Mustang Power.